So tell me about yourself. Well, I'm just graduating now from Western Technical College, and I earned my graphic design degree there. And I'm applying here because I've heard a lot of good things about your company. I've looked at your website, looked through some of your catalogs, and I really like the products that you make. I like all the marketing material that you design. I feel that my 2.5 years of experience at Western, I worked on real projects, as you'll see in my portfolio. I worked on all of the things that I see you creating here, from your catalogs to your brochures to updating websites and doing social graphics. I feel like I have the experience to do all of those things. And some of my projects in class or in school, I also did for real clients. So you'll see those in my portfolio as well. So I've had that interaction with a real client, and that experience I think shows through. So I've also done some freelance work, and I think that has given me some valuable experience. And those projects have kind of, I guess, taught me what it's like to work with a client, try to get all the information out of them, make sure that the message is real clear, what they want me to deliver, show them some of the concepts that I create, let them pick one and go through that process. And that's always a little bit different, I think, than my college projects because you're working for a real client and they have different expectations, I guess, than my teachers. But all in all, the freelance experience, I think, was really helpful in preparing me for a real job, too. I never asked this question, by the way. Tell me about yourself can lead people in a lot of different directions. So what I will ask most often when I start an interview is just tell me a little bit about where you are now in your career. And I try not to mention life because then people start talking about things that really don't help me evaluate them. But so tell me where you are in your career right now, and maybe tell us why you applied to our company. What do you know about us? Before I do an interview, I always want to gauge how much they do know about us. If they haven't done their research, it's not a deal breaker, but it's kind of disappointing to me as the hiring person because then I have to get out our website or get out our catalogs or our products and explain what they're getting into so they can make an educated decision whether they want to work for us or not. So keep in mind that your number one asset right now is any kind of design experience you have as a visual communicator. Anything you've done in your coursework is great. We have real projects here. Anything you've done as freelance is great. And I didn't bring this up in my answer, but because not everyone does this, but if you have a job in the field where you're working, even if you're volunteering somewhere and doing some kind of graphic design work, tell them about that too. Um, and lastly, they might ask you a few questions about where are you working now. And don't worry about that. If you're working at Taco Bell, if you're working at Festival Foods, that shows that someone else trusts you to work there. You show up on time, you treat customers politely and courteous, you're helpful, you're a good teammate. So all of these things benefit you as well. So don't worry if you haven't worked in the field yet, you can still talk about what you do at your current job, but primarily focus on when they ask, so tell me about yourself, where you are now and kind of what qualifies you for the job you're applying for.